starting with my delicious mushroom and leek pasta.
This fantastic, fast and simple pasta dish, made with everyday ingredients, just goes to prove you can eat good food whenever you want. Really important to put the water on first, so you can just have it gently simmering away, ready for the pasta.
While the water comes to the boil, start the sauce by slicing mushrooms.
First off, fingers, one in front, two behind. Up and down.
Then add olive oil to a hot frying pan.
I want that nice colour on the mushrooms. Off the heat, literally 10 seconds. And when you toss something, really important, you get all the ingredients at the end of the pan, push down and pull back. And that noise, that's all the water coming out of the mushrooms.
Next, finely chop a fat clove of garlic. Then prepare your leeks.
Just take your knife and go down through the centre, turn it over, and again into quarters. So you've got all that opening up, and then just rinse the top of that to get rid of any potential dirt or sand. It just breaks up into nice little quarters. Add all that leek into those mushrooms. Beautiful. And now, the secret is to get rid of that water inside the leek. As it cooks down, all the water's gone, you just left that really nice, intense flavour. Garlic's gone nice and crispy. Now, we're going to add a touch of chicken stock in there. Beautiful. Lasagna sheets. Just going to drop the sheets into the water.
Lasagna sheets are an unusual choice for a dish like this, but they work brilliantly. Although any type of pasta you've got in the cupboard will do.
And just twist that pan. That stops any pasta actually sticking to the bottom of the pan. Chicken stock reduced down by half, and it's almost deglaze the bottom of the pan, basically washed all that wonderful flavour off. Turn the gas down and add a couple of tablespoons of cream. This just enriches the dish. Bring it back up to the boil and let it simmer for 3 to 4 minutes. Now, the secret with the pasta is just taking it out a little early, so you've got that nice texture. Hold up the sheet and just nip it. And you can feel your fingers in the centre. It's ready. Turn the sauce down and lay these beautiful sheets of lasagna into that sauce. I'm just going to turn the gas off now and let the pasta sit in there and absorb that amazing sauce.
Finish with chopped fresh tarragon.
It's a delicious herb that goes brilliantly well with mushrooms and leeks. Just let that sit and almost sort of infuse.
To serve, I'm making a quick bruschetta by toasting fresh ciabatta bread.
2 nice slices, drizzle that in olive oil. A little bit of garlic. Just rub the bread. The crust as well. The crust is what really takes that garlic. Now, pan for the bread, a little touch of olive oil. As it starts to smoke, bread in. But look at the pasta now, it's been stained by that amazing sauce. To serve, I want a nice spoon of my mushrooms, leeks and cream. Then I'll take my pasta, just twist it and let it sit on top. That tarragon has just lifted everything. Bread on. And that's the beauty about something so simple that can be done in 20 minutes with everyday ingredients. A stunning pasta dish.
Adding easy and versatile dishes like this to your repertoire is what cooking at home is all about. So you can always make great tasting food at the drop of a hat. My next tasty dish uses simple and cheap store cupboard ingredients with stunning results and takes minutes to make. Sweet corn fritters and yogurt dip.
It's brilliant to have a number of great recipes up your sleeve to rely on. And let's be honest, we've all got a tin of sweet corn somewhere. So I'm going to show you how to make the most amazing fritter. First off, the mixture. Take your flour, sieve. Really important to sieve the flour. That stops the mixture from having any lumps in there. And just before you get to the end, I want to put half a teaspoon of baking powder. The baking powder gives the mixture some lift in, and just sieve that through. A touch of salt and pepper. Next, an egg. And about 4 tablespoons of milk. and give that a little whisk. Now, just put a little drizzle of olive oil in there. That helps to relax the mixture. Whisk that in. Make sure we got rid of all those lumps. So look, I want a nice smooth, almost like a cake mixture. Okay.
Next, take the seeds out of a chili to lower the heat.
Roll the chili, so give it a really good shake. Tap them out. Slice in half, into quarter, and each quarter in half, and chop through. It's a really nice, quick way of slicing a chili into the mixture. Spring onion, take off that outside layer of the spring onion, top and tail, slice it at an angle. So I've got a bit of texture running through the mixture. I want that nice crunch in. Coriander, just slice through, nice and gently, and get that in there. Next, the sweet corn. Now, drain it from the tin and just pat it dry so it doesn't make the mixture too wet. Give that a nice mix. You can see now I've got 2/3 ingredients and 1/3 of the mixture to bind together. That's the secret of a good fritter. So you're biting into excitement, not sort of dough. Pan on, olive oil in, nice and hot. Get a nice big dessert spoon. Yeah, there's one nice portion. In.
Space the fritters evenly around the pan in a clockwise direction, so you always know which one to turn first.
Just with the back of your spoon, sort of spread them out a little bit. Okay. Palette knife. Just check. You're happy with the colour? And turn over. Beautiful. Now, for the chili yogurt dressing.
Deseed and finely chop a red chili and add to a pot of natural yogurt.
And then some fresh lime.
Finish with chopped coriander.
Coriander in, and give that a nice mix up. That chili just lifts it. The lime gives it that nice tanginess. The fritters, they smell amazing. And with the sauce, it tastes fantastic. That is such a delicious recipe using a tin of sweet corn from your cupboard. Amazing.
Beef tacos with wasabi mayo.
The great thing about street food is anything goes. The only rule is they've got to be really fast and really tasty. Now, these tacos mix a Mexican and Japanese flavors into a delicious, meaty mouthful. First off, get that pan really nice and hot. These are sirloin steaks. Sear it in the pan with all that fat on. They'll add flavor. Salt and pepper. A couple of tablespoons of olive oil in. Pan, nice and hot. Hold up the steak and lay it in. Always lay away. Give the pan a little shake and it stops the steak from sticking. We're looking for colour. And if it sticks, it's going to burn.
While the steaks are cooking, I can go on with my super quick marinade.
Now, 2 tablespoons of miso paste. That's a fermented soybean. That gives a really nice sort of rich sweetness. A tablespoon of sugar, a couple of tablespoons rice wine. That gives it a really nice vinegary kick. A couple of tablespoons of olive oil, salt and pepper. I'm looking for a nice sort of thick, rich marinade.
Marinade done, it's time to turn the steaks.
Salt the pan and give the steaks a little baste. All we're doing every time is just adding more and more flavour. Take your tongs and sort of lift the steak on its back and really melt all that fat down. Off with the gas. Take them out. Just take your knife. See all that fat there? Just slice that off. I don't want any of that. Now, in to the marinade. Beautiful.
Tacos are one of Mexico's most popular street foods. They can be made from beef, pork, chicken or fish and are loaded up with amazing sauces and spices.
Now, I want something sort of pickly. Cabbage. These are Chinese cabbages. Slice it in half. And look at it, really crisp and really tasty. We're going to slice that into quarters and then just shred it and take your time. Think of cabbage here and you think of sort of braised, overcooked cabbage. Nothing worse. But in a taco, you want freshness. A little season of chili flakes. They sort of discreetly give it a little bit of heat. A little touch of rice wine vinegar. If you haven't got that, fresh lemon juice. A small drop of toasted sesame seed oil. Give that a really good mix. Now I need something to sort of bring it together. We take some wasabi paste. Very hot, very spicy, a sort of thumbnail size. I'm gonna mix that with a couple of tablespoons of mayonnaise and give that a really good mix. These are basic corn tortilla. The trick is to sort of colour them and then shape them. Actually place it on the gas ring. Use some tongs so as not to burn yourself.
You can also toast your tacos in a frying pan.
From there, I'm just gonna place it on the rolling pin. Literally 30 seconds as it cools down.
The great thing about serving tacos is people can fill them themselves, just the way they want them.
Cabbage, just squeeze out wet marinade. Like a nice, rustic little mountain. Mayonnaise on. Wait to see how soft and delicious and almost sort of melting in the mouth texture we've got from this amazing sirloin. So we've got that really nice sear around the outside. It's just nice and pink in the middle. Start off with my crispy shell. Back of the spoon with the wasabi mayonnaise inside the taco. And just sprinkle that delicious pickled cabbage. And then just start lining my taco with 3 or 4 slices. Touch more of my spicy mayo. And that is how I'd make the perfect taco.
I flavour-pack lamb with fried bread.
Whether I'm cooking high-end dishes or rustic dishes, trust me, it all has to be impressive. So this lamb dish proves that you don't have to spend a fortune to create delicious food. First off, put the pan on. This is a lamb steak, and it's cut just above the leg, just here, because you can see that delicious bone running through the centre, and that's full of marrow, so that just gives the lamb a nice added sweet flavour. Just take your knife, cut through each end. This stops the lamb steak from buckling, so therefore it cooks evenly and colours beautifully. Salt and pepper. Lamb needs quite a lot of help with the pepper, so be quite generous with the pepper. And just pat that down. The pan's just starting to smoke on the outside. Now put the oil in. Get that pan really nice and hot, because this is a cheap cut, so I'm depending on the colour of the lamb steak to really sort of impart a lot of flavour. That's the noise you want to hear. If you can't hear that noise, don't drop the steak in. Put a little bit of garlic in there. Not chopped garlic, just whole, cloves of garlic, and lightly crushed. Don't even waste time peeling them. In. Tongs, lift up. That bit of fat around the back, that's at the top of the leg. Tilt the pan and let all that fat render.
Rendering is a chef's term. That means melting the fat.
It works brilliantly when you're cooking a ribeye as well. Turn it over. Look at that colour there. Beautiful. Now it looks like an expensive cut, and we've got that nice, even sear all over. As it's cooking, just tilt the pan and baste. And basting the lamb steak just means you're sort of adding all that nice, scented garlic olive oil back into the lamb. Beautiful. Now take the lamb out and let the lamb rest. Beautiful. Now, for the perfect rustic crouton. So this bread's quite firm, a couple of days old. Just slice it straight down the centre. Dice it up, put it into a bowl. Season it beautifully. From there, I'm gonna add some milk. Sounds strange adding milk to a crouton, but it just gives it that nice, rich, creamy texture. And just let that milk sort of absorb into the bread. While that's soaking, I'm gonna make the dressing. Go back to that initial garlic that was in the pan. Look at that, beautiful. Into the pesto mortar. Anchovies. Anchovies go brilliantly well with lamb. I want that nice, salty, vinegary flavour and a bit of kick. Some capers. The little baby caps. Very sweet. Now, just pound that to a nice paste. That smells incredible. Next, some Dijon mustard. A nice teaspoon and a half in. A little bit of red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons, and then our extra virgin olive oil. Now, it's got that heat in there, got that nice roasted garlic, a real hearty, chunky vinaigrette that sort of seeps into that lamb. Some fresh parsley. Crunch up the parsley. Delicious flavour. Parsley in. Nice. Now, get your pan hot for the croutons. Olive oil in the pan. Grab the croutons and squeeze all that excess milk out. Not too hard. I don't want them dry. And in. And then just fry them. And the milk inside these croutons give it that nice, spongy, creamy, delicious flavour. That's the colour I want. Nice. Now, take them out and lightly drain them. A little bit of kitchen roll onto the board, out. And plate them. Just take this amazing vinaigrette and spread it. Get those croutons. Listen to them, like little boulders hitting the plate. The lamb, sit that on. Next one, on. The rest of the croutons, on. Now use all those little bits. And my chef in Paris would kill me right now if he saw me using those, because they're the ugly scraps that customers should never see, but they're the best bits. Croutons on, and then just drop that sauce on all those little bits of the lamb. And there, that is a perfect way of taking a cheap cut into the Premier League of dishes.